Okay, so today we are going to talk about the test a little bit. We are going to talk about Project 1. What just happened? We'll just do that. Microsoft is deciding to change things on me, so pardon me while I figure out where my share button is. All right, so I posted this morning before I came down here this week's stuff. So it's there. The no surprise lab tour is to finish the 13 videos that we started last week. I want you to turn all of, if anything is to be turned in, turn it all in together on lab 4.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Lab 3 and 4.
Lab 3 and 4, because the first ones didn't really have a lot that you would turn in necessarily. So just put all the stuff that you did in one file if you want to, I don't care. Then submit it on lab 4 as opposed to just to check to make sure that you did it. All right. Because lab 3 and 4 to me should have been a review for everybody about coding concepts and learning the new language, not so much about me going through in detail to check that you did every single solitary step. Hold that question for just a minute. So, once you get 1 through 13 done, turn it in on lab 4. If you already turned something in on lab 3, that's perfectly fine. Won't hurt anything. I can go grab it if I have to, but it would just make my life easier if it was all in one place. Lab 1 and 2 should be graded. I know lab 1 is graded. I may not have put the grades in for lab 2 yet. I can't remember. 2 hours sleep. I'll have to check. But I have been going through those. Your class, I think I've got them all in. If I don't, somebody remind me that I have a list of all of your names that I need to go transfer it over there. Only caveat to that is the ones that weren't present, if you turn something in for a lab, I may not have graded that yet. So send me an email if I need to go check yours. All right. So that's the housekeeping work on lab 3 and 4, and a little bit about 1 and 2. Notice here, your first project is there. And I'm calling it a project because I want you to start practicing doing stuff on your own and us not having a video for everything. That being said, the project this time comes with a PDF file that may or may not open. There it goes. That I borrowed from somewhere else. I've got it from an instructor page. I have permission to use it. But I didn't want to throw you completely to the wolves, so I gave you written directions. So we're going to create a Simon Says game. And if you're not familiar with Simon Says, it was an electronic game that came out when I was a kid, so 40-ish plus years ago. And it was a big round circle with 4 lights on it, and it did a pattern, and the pattern got increasingly more complex every time. Huh? Yeah, it had batteries in it, so it's electronic. There's a verbal poem of Simon Says? Oh, you're talking about, okay, yeah, gotcha. So anyway, oh, you're really going old school if you're talking about the lining up in a line and not moving. Different game. So Simon Says the electronic version.
Yeah.
You still can buy these in like the Walmart checkout, or I need to go get one. But it has 4 colored lights. The lights flash in a pattern. You have to remember the pattern and then repeat it. And the pattern goes from 1 blink to multiple blinks. Every turn you get more complex. So we're going to replicate this using buttons and LED lights, because you huge LED lights and buttons now, right?
Right.
Right. So you're gonna hook it all up. Note, this picture uses some ribbon cables. You don't have to worry about ribbon cables. You can use single jump cables for each one of the ends on the ribbon. It just won't be pretty bundled together going across the empty space. There is a version of this out there where they take a plastic disposable Tupperware container and put the little LEDs and the buttons through it, and all the pieces are inside. Not gonna get that complex. I just want to see you write the game. Now, like I said, I gave you a printed PDF on how to set things up with pictures and directions
And then
and the code.
yeah.
Now, I didn't make you write the code this time. You just have to copy their code.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, is that just an example of what we're supposed to do?
No, I'm going to actually let you copy it this time. I originally was going to paste it into my IDE and take some of the logic out, just give you a framework to start with. But I decided for the first project, since this is a 2000 level course and not a 3000 programming course, then I'm going to give it to you. I, however, didn't give it to you in a copy-paste kind of format. You actually have to type a lot of this. So it gets you in the practice of putting semicolons at the end of lines. Now, the difference between a project and the labs is the projects may include stuff that we have not covered yet in class because you need to learn to do some research. So in this case, connecting a speaker and having noise come out. We haven't done that in a tutorial yet. You have a speaker in your kit. I think I tried to verify this morning, and again, 2 hours sleep, but I'm pretty sure that I checked this correctly, and you have everything in this list in your kit. There's a small speaker in there. Do you have 4 push buttons? That's the question. How many buttons do you guys have? So you have plenty of buttons. I know you have plenty of resistors because there's a sheet of resistors of every shape, size, and thing in there. So you should have at least 4 resistors at 100 ohms. You have jumper wires in abundance. They use a different version of Arduino. We have an Uno, they have a Node, but it shouldn't matter. If we run into some programming issues as we go along, you should let me know. We shouldn't. It should be one-to-one because the programming language is the same. That being said, if you want me to help you, you cannot wait to start this project the day it's due. If you read my syllabus, it says no help is given on the due date, right? Wonder why I said that. So, that being said, I did make this, there's no new lecture content, there's no new reading content that I'm going to require. So you can finish the lab and the programming, make sure that you understand programming again. And then you're going to do project. So there's no PowerPoint, there's no additional lecture material. It's project all this week once you finish those labs. Yes? Everybody good with that?
Yes.
All right, now, the test. I was talking about this before some of you got here. I have to go in and manually grade the test because you guys came up with different ways to say LED that I ever thought about. So the auto grader only took the exact answers that I put in. So if you put LED with an S at the end, it counted it wrong. I didn't think about there being 3 of them in there and you making it plural. Sorry. I did think about putting in light emitting diode. Go figure.
Yeah.
If you misspelled light emitting diode, it counted it wrong. So I have to go through all of the tests and grade them. Don't panic. I will do it. You don't want me to do it today. I was waiting until everybody finished the test where I could just sit down and go through them all at one time, because I could do it one question at a time and fix them. That being said, there is one question that somebody pointed out didn't make sense. And it's my fault, because I was copying and pasting, and it only copied and pasted about a third of the question. I know it's a different number on everybody's test, so it's the one that says something about power devices connected. And it should have said a diagram showing how devices are connected is, it was more about, there was more to it than what is there. It was topology.
Oh, so like point-to-point mesh.
Yeah.
Yes, it was topology.
I even messed up on that because I called Star Gateway. but
Well,
it's-
yeah, that was a different question, but this question was just looking at the general term topology, and I copied and pasted poorly. My bad, you will all get credit for that one. My bad, one free question for everybody, so even if you bomb the entire test, you get at least 2 points for that question. Let's hope that you didn't do that poorly on my test. There is one other question that I've had a couple people say that I put the incorrect answer on, and it had to do with the 3-step model and the order. I'm not convinced yet that it's incorrect, but I have to go check. And again, 2 hours sleep, so today was not the day to go check. But if it's wrong, I'll give you credit for that too. If you've had me before, you know that I am completely straight up, will fix any mistake I made, and I will admit I made it. I am not one of those professors that thinks that I am infallible or that I know more than you. I don't.
Well, that second one might be true.
I'm not even sure that you could say that I know more than you guys. I just have been around longer. I have some wisdom. I have more wisdom than you. I will say that, because I have more life experience. But there are some things that you guys know a whole lot more about than I ever will. Like my Android phone, I still hand it to one of the teenagers in my life to fix it because it's easier than me learning it. All right, questions for me before we move on? Okay, if you will give me 24 hours, I will grade the test. After 24 hours, so let's say Wednesday, if I have not adequately updated your test to your happiness level, or you still have some concern about a question or what you answered, that is when you should email me again and say, hey, can we review my test? I think I did it properly, and you should be able to see your questions on your test now that you finished it. If I did not, let me know, because there's literally 8 different check boxes I have to check for you to be able to see the test after you finish it. 8. 4 of them lets you see it immediately after you finish it, and 4 of them lets you see it later after you finish it. Because once you close the window, you can't see it if I don't do the other 4 boxes.
First, I don't know why there needs to be.
Because some professors don't want their tests available because they reuse them, and I do reuse mine, but I think that you can't learn from the test
Can't look back.
if you can't look back at it. And if you question whether or not I made a mistake, how are you going to be sure if you can't look back at it?
Actually, so there's one question with Arduino with the 18 mega 32 kind of number. I wasn't sure to either call it Arduino Uno or 18 mega 32 for that question. So I didn't.
What do we have in our boxes? Because that's what we were talking about.
Arduino Uno.
Mm-hmm.
And it also said Arduino Uno on the paper, so I just called it Arduino.
Look, I didn't say the test was hard. Some of the answers were literally in the image.
So I said Arduino Uno.
You're fine. If you said main Arduino board, I'm probably gonna give you credit for it. I was mostly just looking for the fact that you knew it was the main board with the brains of your Arduino.
I think just as I was outside, I felt like main board might, should start doing that.
That's fine.
Yeah,
The auto grader's gonna count it wrong because you put something in parentheses. If you just put main board, it probably would have given you full credit, because I'm pretty sure that's one of the options I put on there for correct answer.
I filled out most of those
I,
answer boxes
I
like a
swear
person.
to goodness, if I give you a fill in the blank question, I am not looking for complete sentences. I'm looking for short answers.
Yeah, I just put in.
1, 2 words, top.
Yeah.
I got complete sentences from some people. I got explanation of what the part did. I didn't ask that. I was going to, but I got tired of writing questions, so I didn't put the questions in there that said, please explain to me what this part does.
Does this question to do?
In the future, when I want to question you about what the different parts are, I'm going to put an image of the parts, and I'm going to try to use the drag and drop tool to have you drag and drop from a list I've created the part to the right place.
This. Wonderful.
Or use matching and put a picture and a definition and have you match them up, because I think that would be easier in the long run for me. Even if I give you more parts than are on the test. And, you know, I was trying not to insult your intelligence by making it too easy. And I think all I did was made you all question it too much and overthink it. This is why I very rarely will ever use a true-false question on many of my tests, because every time I give a true-false test, even way back when I taught high school, everybody accused me of making them trick questions, and they weren't.
Reality takes actual years.
True, false, go figure. All right, so that being said, you should go back now and start working on finishing up those videos, because the sooner you get those finished, the sooner you can start working on the project. The sooner you start working on the project, the sooner you can ask me questions. Right? I'm going to be honest with you. I am not hand-holding you through the project. Those of you that are in my in-person class, I'm not going to come over and fix every little thing for you. I'm going to let you struggle with it a bit before I jump in. I'm actually going to bring my kit with me on Wednesday, and I'm going to build it. I haven't actually built it yet, but I'm going to. All right. Carry on.
Lights.